This accident fit the pattern of dozens each week that the officers of Phoenix Police District 7 handle. The driver at fault was drunk. The only thing perhaps unusual about this one is no one was hurt. In the last 24 hours, some 5,000 people were injured, another 70 killed by drunk drivers in the United States. Police think this section of Phoenix has had more than its fair share of that statistic. And while they realize they probably are not going to stop drivers from drinking, last night they certainly stopped a fair number of drinkers from driving.
We've noticed a tremendous increase here lately in the number of drunk drivers involved in accidents, so we decided we'd see if we could do something about it.
What they're doing is an experiment, bringing in a heavy dose of motorcycle police, all assigned to look for and arrest drunk drivers.
The only difference tonight and in normal nights is that we've put a high concentration of officers in 3 different areas within the district.
On Thomas Road, work between 20th Street and 44th Street. And on Indian School, work central to 32nd Street and 7th Avenue to 20th Street on Camelback. Let's go get them.
Motorcycle cops because they are more experienced at handling the red tape of arresting drunk drivers, and because motorcycles can do things a patrol car can't.
The advantage is that on a motorcycle, a guy is able to maneuver through traffic better and has an advantage of if he sees somebody farther down the road, he can get to him a lot easier than a guy in a car without creating hazards for himself.
Within minutes after hitting the streets, every officer is busy with a traffic violator, and even though many of them are sober, the presence of police and their message is clear. But it usually doesn't take long to find one that is not sober, and not too hard to determine whether or not he can operate his machine. At that point, the work has only begun. Most of the drunk driving detail wasn't spent on the street. When an officer suspects a driver is inebriated, it's back to the station to begin a long process. Exactly how long just depends.
I did not even move for the car.
You want to listen to what I got to say?
I'm listening, sir. I'm a Gemini. I can listen to him. I can listen to you at the same time.
I want you to be, I want your undivided attention. How's that?
I got it.
Okay. If you wish to have a breath sample preserved,
I do not wish to have a breath sample. I do not want to have.
You must sign a request for the breath
taken.
sample. Good. You don't want to have no more tests taken.
But by this point, a drunk driver doesn't have many options.
Arizona Revised Statutes 28691 as amended requires you to submit to a chemical breath test to determine the alcoholic content of your blood. If you refuse to submit to this test, your right to drive will be suspended for 6 months.
And then begins the flurry of paperwork.
What's that form called?
The new waiver form. DWI waiver form. Hang me form 27.
Is that the yellow one? The yellow one?
Worth it? Last night, District 7 brought in nearly 50, 3 times the normal amount. Over a period of time, that might mean 3 times fewer accidents, injuries, and deaths. Randy Ripplinger, KOOL News 10.